Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Two Girls, One Doc.
One Doc.
It's your girl, BD.
It's your girl, Florence, the fiance.
And we are back.
We're back. I've had some complaints. Offline. I've been doing a lot of work, Zoom calls, so offline.
Complaints about what?
Yeah, about us not drinking. I know BD's drinking today.
So funny. I'm drinking today. Let me just get into that before I go into
drinking
what's so
water.
funny. Yeah,
So I'm not going to mention any names, but a gentleman whose name rhymes with Wingsley.
Yep, I knew it. Do you know what? I'm with Wingsley here because I was reminiscing on previous episodes. And do you know one thing I really hate about recording remotely is that we're not able to bring wine to each other, because in the beginning, it was really fun because I literally would proper... Obviously, I'd be in Morrison's or whatever, and I would proper go through the wine and think, what am I going to get today? And what am I going to, buy that I can't pronounce and stuff? And I really, really thought about it and I loved it. And it was really exciting, the whole wine part of it. But yeah, COVID has not allowed that for us. Maybe, when I get a car, maybe I'll just deliver bottles to your house.
Maybe. I don't even, for me, genuinely, it's not even just the COVID thing.
You're just not drinking?
Yeah, I'm trying to... Wait, by the way...
Yeah, but you can have gin, though.
On Valentine's Day, I had a whole bottle of Prosecco.
Is it the mini bottles?
No.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And it was
that was ages ago.
No, it was in a...
Okay, it was 3 days ago. What day is it today? It was okay. Either way, it wasn't yesterday.
It was in a 3 day... It was in the space of 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. You're young. Your liver can cope.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to just make is...
I bought this wine today. Look at it.
That girl, I would have been three quarters.
Yeah, I'm about to pour, but I have to hold my phone. Listen, today I'm drinking Barefoot Jammy Red California.
Okay.
I'm actually going to make sure that I drink every episode because clearly the listeners want that, and so I will sacrifice my liver for you guys.
Oh yeah, guys, can I just say, by the way, I want to say, by the way, I said guys, so it came out as buys. So buys, can I just say I'm not pregnant, because I know that might be questions floating around.
I don't know that anybody was thinking that.
You were not thinking that because you know all my sexual activities, but
okay, yeah, fair.
I'm not pregnant. I just trying to lose weight.
What are we gonna do when we're pregnant? We're gonna have to pretend that we're drinking.
Yeah.
Okay,
until we're ready to announce.
Until we have a 10-year-old.
Or we could just do what I've always suggested, which is coordinate our pregnancies so we don't have to do it twice. So if we agree that each year at this time we're going to get pregnant, then... I mean, it's not going to be an annual pregnancy thing, because Jesus Christ. But,
Jesus Christ!
Jeez, can my vagine heal from one to the other?
My vagine. I'm getting a surrogate anyway, so I can drink all I want.
Okay, cool. But I just feel like you didn't agree to what I just said.
I didn't.
I've got another pregnancy packed as well.
Okay, so then do that one then. Cool, then do that one. Since you're packed all over the shop.
The more the merrier. Let's all.
I'm not joining a pregnancy cult.
And it's not a cult. It's just an agreement that we kind of time it. We all do a Lamar's class together, and we can do.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, is your boob leaking, girl? Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? You are just
on that note.
Sour goat. You know, goat meat is not sweet, it's sour. That's this bitch.
So this documentary, as you can probably guess by the title, is about swingers.
I had to pause and discuss it with my parents so many times. And me and my dad had a really philosophical conversation about this on the way to get the COVID vaccine.
That is, I loved this documentary so much. It. I would recommend everybody watching this. I loved it
twice.
So much. I had an amazing time. I really enjoyed this documentary. I was smiling all the way through. For anyone out there who doesn't know what swingers are, I actually Googled the official definition.
They're people who swing from the chandelier.
The chandeliers. The vocals. So besides being a mini golf place, which it actually is in the London, it's also, number one, a lively and fashionable person who goes to a lot of social events.
I'm going to start calling myself a swinger.
Yeah, trust me, daddy. And number two, a person who engages in group sex or the swapping of sexual partners. We will be discussing the latter, okay?
That escalated so quickly.
So quickly.
First of all, I'm just someone who likes to go to this cool golf place.
Just want to have a good time.
Now I just like to go past to parties, and suddenly
is that not a good time?
I guess, and it is a party.
Sex or the swapping of sexual partners. So this documentary focuses on Liberty Elite, which is a private members club. Whenever there's a private members club, you always know some fuck shit's going on. Yeah, honestly, some fuck shit's going on.
I need to belong to one just to like...
What, just to have the membership?
Yeah, just to see what the hell your rich people be doing.
Do you know what? Last episode, we were like, yeah, I'd never. And I still would never. However...
I'd love to be a fly on the wall.
I would still love to be a fly on the wall, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe in like an alternate universe, I would be like, oh, okay.
This is sounding a little too close to this universe.
But in this
ain't
universe,
Rick and Morty, bitch.
In this
you either finna do it or you ain't.
Okay, I ain't. But yeah, so Liberty Elite.
Okay, can I just say, sorry,
oh, yeah.
before we get into it, I would belong to this club because of the way they do it, and I'll talk a little bit.
It seems like really good vibe. It does seem like really good vibes.
I would do it. I mean, not the swinging, but I would.
See, but the thing is that we're talking a lot of, I would, but I wouldn't, but I would. Either way, actually, do you know what? I understand what you're saying. I just had a flashback to what happens.
Is you ain't
So it's a swinging and fetish club, and they have 12,000 members. 12,000 members. The only reason I wouldn't go is because it's up north. It's Rugby up north. Anyway, it's located near Rugby.
I feel like I've driven past this place before.
Yeah, I feel like it's up north. Yeah. And the narrator tells us they attract up to 200 guests per night. And in this documentary, we delve straight into the cleanup, the aftermath of these play parties. So we learn about how much bedding and towels they need to wash. One of the crew behind the camera, you know how we love a little cheeky behind the scenes action, yeah? And one of the crew members asks Diane's the housekeeper, asks her what she thinks is on all of the towels. And Sis is like...
body fluid. It's no different to changing your own beds, is it? The only thing is you've got probably an accumulation of different DNA.
And boy, do you.
And I feel like that makes it very different to changing your own bed because it's just my DNA as opposed to like
on the kind of
DNA.
person you are.
I mean, okay, but the DNA is of people that you know and are familiar with rather than like hella DNA.
Depends on the kind of person you are.
And fluids. I don't know, the word fluids just sounds so icky to me.
It was the fluidest of times
and the fluidest of times. I like this club because they don't discriminate. They have different... It's like, you know, Oceania. They have like different nights of the week for different age groups. Do you know what I mean? So like, there's a rave for everybody. Do you know what I mean? There's a play party for everybody. Oceania days and area. Oceania and area were next to each other.
I remember begging my dad to let me go.
Fam, I used to tell my mum that it was a school party. I remember they had one before it was on Christmas Eve. No, it wasn't Christmas Eve. It was the 23rd, and I remember telling my mum.
I think that's one of the ones I went to.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's mad. Obviously we didn't know each other back then.
Yeah,
this was like secondary school days. I remember telling her it was a school party, and then I went. It was a great time. That was the story. Anyway. We meet the owner of Liberty. His name is John, and he is a ripe old 78 years old. And when we see him, like, he's doing a bench press. He's wearing a T-shirt that says, Viagra is for pussies, which is, I mean...
Actually, the opposite.
But then, I think he was being quite lyrical, because Viagra is for the peni,
that
which
goes
is
into
inserted into the pissoir. So I feel like if we, X equals Y and Y equals Z, so X equals Z.
Yes,
that's where I think we are. Yeah, so I think, it was quite deep, like, the if you know kind of vibes,
Do you know what I learned about Viagra recently?
What?
Basically, like, it doesn't, when men have used Viagra, it apparently it numbs the penis. So like,
I know, it just sends blood there.
Yeah, but apparently they don't, because what delays the release is the fact that they don't feel the sex as intensely. So
what's the point?
The point is it's purely for the woman, so the man lasts longer. I was just like, wow, this is a whole bunch of crazy.
Oh wow, Do you know, it's so funny, like there's this bus stop that I walk past to get to work, and it has Viagra advert on it.
Yeah, I didn't know it was so easily accessible, but every time I go to the pharmacy, I feel like I just see it.
See it there,
yeah. I used to think it was like some undercover.
I think back then it was quite shameful to have erectile dysfunction, but now it's just like, everyone gets it.
Yeah, so, literally, I guess.
It's good though. I like the removal of stigma from health conditions. I think it's always a good thing.
Yes, it is. Anything that makes sex better.
Ew. So John has been divorced since 1974. He tells us that his two main hobbies are making money and ladies. Not making ladies. Ladies are the hobby, and also making money is also the other hobby.
My kind
He's
of guy.
been swinging since the late 1960s.
Okay, that's probably when he was just doing the swinging number 2 that we were talking about. The going to parties. I think you got a bit confused there, John.
He said, I'm going to co-opt this word. So yeah, I was quite surprised to learn that apparently in the UK there are 200 swingers clubs.
Wow.
That's a lot, right?
I feel like I don't see them. I mean, I'm sure they don't say
you
swingers
wouldn't.
club on the front.
Yay, group sex here.
Yeah.
Get your group sex here. Our directors asked John how many times a week he has sex. And I was wondering the same thing, actually. Do you know what? You'll find a common theme in this documentary. The director, I don't know if it's the director, but the guy behind the camera who is asking the questions literally says the things that I'm thinking at the time that I'm thinking them. And so I was really happy for him. And I don't know who he is. I tried to look at the credits to see his name or figure out who it was. Couldn't figure it out. But God bless him and all his descendants, because he did a wonderful work. Especially now. So John says, oh gosh, I'm down to 2 days a week now, which, I mean, at 78 years old, I mean, you're really going, aren't you?
At any age years old, that's a decent amount. I mean, actually, no.
I mean, he's 78. Think about hip replacement, arthritis, knee replacement.
Yeah, he's doing well for his age, but I feel like even if,
great.
If you think of a married couple with kids, like, twice a week is decent.
It's true. You did well, yeah, it's true. I mean,
not for us, because, like, I'm not
like when I come home
us,
from
like,
work.
Yeah.
I come home from work and I think to myself, imagine having kids.
Oh my God. I think
on top of that,
day.
And then being expected to do up sexy times. I don't know how people do it.
I would lay there.
Know.
Missionary mistress.
Lay. I say, spoon me and let me sleep, because I'm tired. As you probably guessed, John doesn't believe in monogamy. I thought I'd just put that out there because... Oh, we're getting an eye roll. What are your thoughts on monogamy, Miss Fiance?
My thoughts is my nigga better stay. No. No, I believe in monogamy. I hate if there's nothing that infuriates me more about this argument than when people bring in animals and start saying that like animals are weird monogamous. Comparison. So why are humans?
Animals don't pay taxes. They don't pay bills.
Honestly, and first of all, we are obviously intelligent creatures, and the whole thing that makes us intelligent is the creating of the human bond. Like, fucking lions and tigers have sex with their own parents. Like, we don't do that for a reason. I mean, some people
incest.
do.
I mean, some people
they are
do.
ostracized from society.
They sure are.
So the whole thing for me is humans are monogamous, and I also think I'm going to say some stuff that's kind of like problematic. Humans are monogamous, and I think humans
can be monogamous.
Yeah, humans can be monogamous, and I think there's a lot of stuff in our kind of the way we approach life that shows that, like, it's, I'm not going to say the best way because everybody's different, but there's a lot of stuff in how we approach life that shows that
it's beneficial.
It makes sense. Yeah, it's beneficial to be monogamous. So I think people, I'm not going to say were or were not meant to be, but I think we should be.
I think it's very possible to be. I think, do you know what it is? Like, it's one thing to say that you yourself have chosen not to be monogamous, or that you and your partner are open and stuff. It's another thing to say that humans cannot be monogamous. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's unnatural, it's impossible. Do you see what I mean? Like, you can say that it's not for you and you don't think that it's, you know, what you want to do, or you would just rather not. But to say it's impossible and we're all animals and fundamentally and inherently and you blah, 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 I think that's a bit like, bullshit. Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's a choice.
Okay, John.
It's a choice you make, just like you can choose to be monogamous. Like, there's not this monogamy gene that humans were not given. Like, you can choose to be monogamous, as you can also
or you can choose not to be.
Not to be, like,
it's your choice.
There's nothing, anybody can be either one, but don't say that, like, it's not natural and blah, blah, blah. Like,
it's literally your choice.
Literally.
Choices 2020. So this whole documentary is basically leading up to their Valentine's Day event. So we're kind of seeing them get ready for it. And also we're meeting different couples, different people. Like, various different people who swing or how they came to... This is a really good documentary. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's on Channel 4. It's called Swingers. There are loads of ads and stuff, and ad blocker doesn't work, but it's worth it. Okay, it really is.
And I feel like everybody in this documentary... Well, no, I was going to say everybody was good vibes, but they weren't. Everybody in Liberty was... Everybody as in that worked in Liberty.
That worked in
vibes.
the
yeah,
thing.
not everybody in this
definitely.
thing was good vibes.
Oh, we'll soon get into that. Speaking of which, so we meet the first couple, Justin and Hannah. And the first thing, fam, heavy sigh.
Deep.
The heaviest, the deepest of sighs. It was the deepest of sighs. It was the heaviest of sighs. Yeah. Like, the first thing Justin does is show us a bottle of wine. And I was personally offended by this because I just don't see why he has to bring wine into this, first of all. So he holds a bottle of wine and he holds it with, like, the bottom bit, so the thickest bit up. So imagine he's holding the bottle by the neck and, like, the big part of the bottle is, like, up. He's basically, like, holding it upside down, okay? Cool. Just bear that in mind. So Justin tells us that this particular bottle of wine has been up Hannah's vagina. Hannah, who is his wife. And the director and this is what I mean by the director asking, like, all the questions that I felt needed to be asked. So the director quite appropriately asks why Justin is holding the bottle the way that he's holding it, to which he responds, because that's the way it went in. Ha 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 ha. And Hannah's just there having a good old giggle and they're all just laughing. And I'm just like,
they're making some shit spaghetti.
And I think they were being really shady showing it. I don't know that there was sauce. If there was sauce, it was not sufficient. Yes.
But they eat small portions, which is healthy. Because they cooked it all in that really small pan. I'm sorry, I was picking up on a lot of weird things because I wanted to be distracted by...
You're so shady. Like, instead of her to say they had a small pan, she said, they're eating really small portions. That's really good. It's not their fault. They had a small pan.
And I was like, but you guys have kids, so how do you cook for all of you in this? Anyway, no, multiple times. I had a lot of questions that he didn't ask because I wanted to know how long ago was this thing, had it been since the time was in her vagina to
now, because so maybe I should have mentioned he produced this
from
vagina splay in a bottle of, no, it was in the cupboard.
Okay.
I think they kept it. It was in the cupboard, yeah. So it was in the cupboard. He brought it from the cupboard along with other things. But do you know what? Maybe they've disinfected it and they've washed it and stuff.
But the point is just that, okay. And was the wine in there?
Yeah, I think
I know you want to move on, but these
I really, no. Let's delve into it. I believe there was wine in it.
Okay.
Because it didn't seem empty.
Okay.
It seemed like there was still wine in it. Maybe that's the vagina wine. I don't know.
My God, you've given people free will and this is what they're doing with it.
And so.
No, but also, no.
And please.
Okay.
No, wait, okay, before we get into the physics of it, I don't know if I'm more disturbed by the action, or the retelling of the story. I don't know that it was necessary, because think about it, guys. We've never met Justin and Hannah a day in our lives, and the very first thing after their names was that Miss Hannah can fit a wine bottle. The bottom. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. Not the neck. Not the neck.
Not the bit that the wine comes out of.
Not the neck.
The other bit.
The rest of it. I mean, to be honest, the neck is the small... I'm looking at a bottle of wine right now.
Can you show me so I can see the neck?
The neck... Hold on, let me put the phone down. The neck is the smallest bit.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
You can't even wrap your fingers. Like your...
Look at the circumference of this.
You can't wrap your... Is this index? You can't wrap your index and your
and my thumb.
You can't. So why would you...
Do you know what?
There are some penile-looking objects. And then you're like, oh, like... I mean, I'm not like, oh, whatever, but, you know, you...
I just think there were other things that she could have chosen to stick up there.
And, like, how? And what if it had broken? And, like, how? Why?
It just reminds me that maybe the vagina is really... Because that wine bottle is smaller than a baby's head. In terms of the circumference of it.
Yeah, but you're not putting like a baby's head in your vagina every day.
True. You're getting it out, aren't you?
You get it out once and it and then it's done. And people talk about the head, but you have to fit out the shoulders and shit. So you do it once, then it's done. Like, but why? And
I don't know. Oh, Hannah. But she was really proud of it as well. Like,
I feel like they're that couple that like...
They're weird, man.
Yeah, and I feel like they're that couple that... You know, there's always that couple that wants you to know they have sex. And it's like, you're fucking married and have kids. We know you have sex.
Do you know what? We get into that further on down the line. Because this couple are just,
they're not bad vibes, but they're irritating vibes.
No. Hannah is bad vibes. They're also irritating vibes. I think collectively they're irritating vibes.
And I also think he follows
bad vibes.
He follows
is
her.
pathetic vibes.
Yeah.
So Justin's an engineer. We don't know what kind. Hannah is a stay-at-home mum. She has 2 kids, which, I mean, if she can get bottles of wine up there, she can pop kids out of there very easily. She tells us that when she's pregnant, she doesn't get food cravings. She gets sexual cravings. And then because of one of these cravings, she, starts to suggest threesomes and things. I say threesome, but like not really, because they get a single woman and Justin basically watches Hannah and the woman have sex, doesn't really get involved, and he says every time he tries to get involved they push him away, and Justin admits that this made him feel left out. So this is kind of why they started swinging, because of the whole failed faux threesome that they had, but now with swinging they both get something out of it, because Justin can then sleep with another woman and Hannah can sleep with another woman or man as she pleases. So for me, I was just like, you guys can't see Ferentz's face, but for me, I was just like, this guy, and this is why I say he just seems so pathetic. Like, imagine coming on national TV to say that your wife suggested, because I think Hannah is bisexual, and so she's married to him. So yes, she's in a committed relationship with him, but as a bisexual woman, she feels that like her needs are not being met in terms of sleeping with a woman, because I can imagine that it's very different sleeping with a man and sleeping with a woman. And so she kind of seems like she frames it as a threesome, but really and truly she just wants to have sex with a woman, not really with Justin there.
I'm sorry, I'm just like reliving the whole thing, and I'm just like, yeah. Okay, so one day their kids are gonna like grow up and watch this. Yeah. And I'm not saying you have to live your life for your kids, but it's okay for some things to just like not be like...
I just know what it is. The whole swinging thing isn't so much what bothers me, because you become a child. Like if someone came to me now and was like, oh yeah, your parents are swingers, at this stage of my life I'd be like, all right, cool, well, they're married and they're having sex the way they want, that's not my personal problem. But for my mum to be on television showing what she can fit in her vagina, and can I just do a spoiler alert, this is not the first thing that we find out she can fit in her vagina, more comes at the end. So I just feel like she's on this show trying to prove what she can fit in her vagina, and that's what I feel
like. She's just that person that's like, hey everybody, like I want you to know that I have sex, and not only do I have sex, I'm like crazy, like sexually adventurous. And it's like, by virtue of having kids, we know you've had sex, like it's okay.
But then that doesn't prove how adventurous she is sexually.
Yeah, and it's just like, why must I know this? Like, yeah, she says something as well, I don't know if you were going to bring this up, that I found really, I guess, problematic, and it's kind of a theme amongst all the swingers as well, other than one couple. So she basically says that she also chose to swing because she wants other people to find her attractive. Like, she was very self-conscious. She had issues with her body growing up. She said she was overweight, but like when I look at her now, I feel like she's underweight. So I don't know if she lost a lot of weight or something. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, probably she was overweight.
But the picture anyways, but she says basically Justin finding her attractive isn't enough. She needs other people to find her attractive. And to be honest, I remember when this whole debate thing happened with what's her face, Thingy's
Lizzo.
Not Lizzo, Thingy's wife,
Aisha Curry.
Yeah, and it's kind of like when she said she wants other guys to find her attractive, and people were like, why your husband? I actually get it. Like, now that I always understood what she was saying, but I feel it more now that I'm actually like engaged, because like I want other men to find me attractive. Like, I want it's not because I want to sleep with them, but I still want to be seen as desirable. It doesn't matter.
Desirable.
Like, so I understand that, but I think then,
but you know what it is? I think, sorry to cut you off, I think her saying like, I mean, I know that saying that you want other men to find you attractive seems like you are discounting that your man finds you attractive. But I don't think it's the same thing. I think her saying him finding her attractive is not enough, right? It's different to saying like, my man tells me I'm beautiful and that's lit and I love that and it helps and it's good. But like, it'd be also good if more men found me attractive.
That's true. And it's also problematic for you to take it to a whole nother level and then start sleeping with other men to validate how you...
Exactly, which is why she does this
and
whole
that's
swinger
why
party thing.
they are bad vibes as a couple. Well, that's why they should be in therapy and not, like, Liberty.
I think that Hannah should definitely be in therapy because Hannah's very insecure, and that just literally gets reiterated in every single scene that they're in here. But then I also think that Justin needs therapy because it's like,
can you grow a spine?
It's
or
like
hair?
she doesn't. Can you grow both? Because it's kind of like she doesn't really rate him.
No,
like she doesn't rate him. It's like
she married him because he fancied her.
He liked her, exactly. He was the first person that liked her, but and she thought, okay, yeah, this guy likes me, like I'm gonna marry him, and then it wasn't enough. Because it's like you don't really like yourself, and so it doesn't really matter how many people you have sex with or how many people at the swingers party like you. The next time you go to a swingers party, no one likes you. You're gonna be back to square one.
Literally.
So their whole storyline is that this party at Liberty, this whole party, the event that the documentary is leading up to, is their first time swinging outside of their own home, because what they normally do is just have like threesomes or like couples come over and stuff like that. So this is going to be their
Don't
first
just have
time,
any crazies up in your crib.
not necessarily. Maybe it's like me and my man swinging with you and your man.
Yeah, but
Like,
it's
if
rarely
everyone
that
knows they do
situation
that.
though.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess apps and stuff.
Don't you think about this stuff though? When you hear these stories, don't you think like you lot's just because at some point that person was a stranger, unless it's literally your best friend.
I do think that, but then I think what comes to the forefront of my mind is that you're on a documentary, like clearly nothing happened to you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
So next we meet Malika. She's attending the party alone and she just wants to have a good time. So we've gone from a couple who've been together and swung before to a single woman. She's just here to have a good time, just wants to have fun. So for her introduction, we see her dancing by a pole and she says,
"Men don't want one, haven't got time for one. I haven't met a decent one in 33 years."
I feels you, sis.
I was like, what an intro, sis. She's a single mom. She works as a dancer. And she admits to us that she has trust issues because of her last relationship. She was with a guy for 10 years. He was controlling, possessive, and he cheated, and she left. So now she no longer wants a relationship. She's just trying to live her best life. I personally think she does want a relationship, but she has convinced us, herself, that she doesn't. And so that's fine, sis. Like, if you don't want one, you don't want one. It's really not by force. Do you know what I mean? So now we are at the party. So this documentary, it moves very... I really like this documentary.
It really gets to the point. Bish bash bong.
Real good nosh.
Wham
like,
bam,
literally,
thank you ma'am.
Thank you ma'am. So we're now at the party. And my first thought was just like, what if you go to one of these parties? Like, say Malika, right? She's gone by herself. She goes to one of these parties and imagine if you're just not attracted to anyone. And you're just like, what am I doing here?
You go home. Because the thing is that...
You're geared up, you're ready to have a nice night.
Yeah, then you either just pop a molly and whoever you see, like, starts to look good in the... Like, I don't know.
Pop a molly and sweat.
Woo! No, I think with this, you have to have no expectations. Like, if I went to one of these parties, I know that, okay, yeah, I'm not flipping gonna see, like, Adonis Hodge. Like,
okay, but then how do you get your juices flowing? How are you?
You just need to know you're the kind of person that your juices can flow for like anything.
Can just flow, yeah.
Yeah,
fair.
like if you're just here, like she literally said before that she hadn't had sex in how long because she knew she was gonna get fucked all different types of ways.
Fair.
So like if you're that kind of person, then it's fine, because I feel like for me, I could not go to this kind of thing because the likelihood of me finding someone I was attracted to, because first of all, already I didn't see one black person in that.
I didn't. Yeah,
that thing. So that already was for me. It was like,
but also, it's in rugby, so like, you know.
But even though I don't know, unless there was like your best bet would be to go to one in Atlanta.
In rugby is reduced. Your black community willing to swing is
then abysmal. I think your best bet would literally be to go to Atlanta if you were a black person trying to swing.
Yeah.
Then you would see someone that you...
But you know, I think as well with swinging, I feel like, you think, oh yeah, I want to see someone I'm attracted to, blah, blah, blah. I feel like swinging is a chance to just like forget about your type and just have sex.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you don't know
true.
what the experience is going to be like with a short guy, a white guy, a bi guy or whatever. Like, you don't know what the experience is going to be like. So I feel like you're probably just willing to just explore, see what happens. And like, it's not that deep. You're not like committing to a relationship with a guy who's not your type typically, or who you don't really find attractive. You're just literally there to have a good time, see what happens, be able to say to the girls, oh yeah, I had sex with a guy with
10 toes
or whatever.
Well, actually, you're meant
exactly.
to have 10 toes. You're meant to have 10 toes. You're meant to have 10 toes.
10 toes down, baby.
No, but you know what? Before we get into what happens in the swinging club, though, it was very... what I always imagined these things to be would be like, you walk into a house and everybody's just having sex everywhere.
Yeah,
and then you literally just like, you know, like in dances where they're like, can I cut in?
Yeah.
Like, literally just, can I get
just
just
touch,
a smidge of cock, literally just a smidge, a touch,
you
a
grab a
sprinkle.
boob.
Let me grab a boob, and then you jump in. I literally thought it was like that. So I thought there was no room for rejection, because I remember watching another documentary, and it's also on Channel 4 as well, about like a woman that goes to orgies, and like she was just saying how like there was one day that she just couldn't count how many people she slept with, that she was just all of her orifices and this and that. So I thought it was kind of like that. I thought it would just be one big bed, everybody's just touching.
But I think it can get that way. But I like this documentary because it kind of showed the lead up to it. I think when you hear swing or you hear play party, you just think everyone's just having sex. But this showed us like everything about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. But also anyways, we'll get into it and then
Yeah, we sure will. Next couple we meet are seasoned swingers, Simon and Carolyn.
I love them.
I don't.
Oh.
They've been married for 13 years. John, in all his infinite wisdom, tells us that swinging can't save a marriage that's already going downhill, but it sure can make a good marriage better.
Va-va-voom.
Interesting, John. John divorced since 1974, but lend us your wisdom, please, kind sir. So Simon and Carolyn are quite picky with who they sleep with. Carolyn tells us how firstly, she looks a lot older than him. I don't know what their age difference is.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
I don't know if that's, accurate or if that's just aging, but Carolyn lets Simon know that she's bisexual early on in their relationship. And she says that she did that to basically let him know that that's not something that she was trying to let go of, which leads me to believe that the swinging thing is her idea and he just kind of goes along with it. Because it's almost like her telling him that is like, I'm going to be with women anyway. And I don't know if any bisexual listeners, let me know, but say you're bisexual, yeah, and say you're a bisexual woman like Carolyn, and you marry a man, right? And you're married, so you decide that you're going to be monogamous, right? Is it then okay to be like, do you know what? I want to be with women still, so I'm going to just do that. Because as a straight woman, I marry a man, and then what if I'm like, oh yeah, cool, there's other men I want to be... Like, if you're in an open relationship, I understand that. But then I also understand that being a bisexual woman, you being with a man is not the same as you being with a woman. So if that's something that you want to hold on to as well, then you're going to have an open relationship, right? Because you can't then be in a monogamous relationship with a man if you know you still want to explore women. Which is why I think that Carolyn is the reason that they're doing the swinging thing. And what's his name? Simon is just there because he doesn't want to let go of Carolyn.
I mean, I agree with you on that aspect. But I do think what she said, it sets back, and I'm not LGBT, so I'm not going to speak on it, but it seems like it sets back the whole, like, bisexuality and LGBT thing.
I don't know that it sets it back, but I think it what's that word? It perpetuates stereotypes.
Yeah,
because I remember listening to this podcast, The Read, and they had a dilemma, and the woman was like, I'm a lesbian woman. No, she was saying she's a bisexual woman and she is married to a woman, and her partner says, can you not identify as bisexual? Like, mean you're married, and so like obviously you're not going to be with anyone else, but if you identify as bisexual, then people are going to think that you still want to be with other men.
Yeah.
And I was thinking that that's kind of silly to ask her, because it's like, even if she still desires to be with other men, she's married to you, she's bisexual, so she is attracted to both men and women. She's married to you. It's like, if I'm married to a man now and I'm straight, then I will still see other men around that I'm attracted to, but because I'm married to this one particular man, I'm just not going to not be with him. So her being able to say she's bisexual, that's who she is. She is bisexual. Yes, she's married to a woman, but you can't stop her from saying she's bisexual, because she is, right?
Yeah, and I feel like it's the whole thing, like, even with guys as well, when they say like, oh, like when people like, they can't be with a bisexual guy because he's gonna want to be with guys. Yeah, like I just
like,
think,
you're just pretending because you're really gay. And
literally I just think that's problematic, because it's like, you can actually
dangerous.
you can be bisexual and just be committed to the person you're with, like that you've chosen to be with,
exactly, whoever that person is.
You can still like choose to be attracted, not choose, but you can still be attracted
but
to
you
women.
are still attracted
to women
else,
or men or whatever, like, kind of thing. But like, it doesn't mean that you're going to stray. I think her saying that she needs...
Exactly. If you're going to stray, you're going to stray.
Literally, I think it should just been like, she is not monogamous. That's what her issue was. It's not that she's bisexual and therefore needs to be... Yeah,
exactly. And that's why I feel like there's nothing wrong with them deciding in their marriage that they want to swing or whatever, but it does seem as though the only reason that they are doing this is because Carolyn wants to be open, because she still wants the option to be with women.
Yeah.
And other men.
Yeah. Which the things, and I get it, like, it's obviously different having sex with a woman as it is to having sex with a man, but if you're a heterosexual woman, it's different. The sex you have with your husband is going to be different from the sex you've had with anybody else. Like,
I know, I think that as well, but I do think that it's probably a bigger pull if you're bisexual, because it's completely different. Like, you can be submissive in one and dominant in the other. I mean, either way, you can be straight. Yeah, true. But yeah, either way, I think that Carolyn is the reason they swing, and Simon is convincing himself. Do you know what Simon says? Okay, Simon says that he's down for the whole swinging thing because his mum died and she loved life, so swinging is a way to love life and live it to the fullest. And I'm like, how did we get from one to dinosaur? Because what is going on here? It doesn't make any sense. I was like, how you bring your dead mum into this? And then because now you said your mum is dead, we can't query it.
Mum is rolling in the grave like, I did not tell you to do any of this shit.
I said skydive, not
literally
swing.
I told you about bungee jump.
Ridiculous. This wine is good. Do you know what? This wine is good, yeah, but the best red wine, for all the wine connoisseurs, please cover your ears because it's about to be blasphemous. But the best red wine that I've had is the Yellowtail Jammy Red Roux.
Oh, I could finish that bottle in a sitting.
And you know me, like, guys, I've come a long way. It's been a year and I'm drinking red wine voluntarily. So this is the barefoot one. I got it because it was on sale. Lord, please fill my bag. But yeah, so I got it because it was on sale. It's nice, but it's not as good as the Jammy Red Roux, the Yellowtail one. So that's that on that.
I was looking at that Beyonce and Jay-Z Valentine's Day snap, and someone posted...
Oh, you know I haven't seen it. I've been off socials.
Yeah, someone posted like a screenshot and of the wine, and they were like, I just checked the price of this bottle, let me go sleep. I mean, it was only $800, but...
only, yeah? You got that for the next one, yeah? Yeah, you got that, yeah, for the next recording.
It's not that, but like...
But to them...
No,
to them, $800 is...
No, not even just to them. Like, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to spend $800 because I'm not into wine like that. But if I was a wine connoisseur, I don't think $800 is that expensive, because I've heard of bottles of wine that are like $1,200
in the thousands.
Literally $12,000, like pounds or whatever. Like, very expensive bottles of wine. So,
amen. That's our destiny. I think this is a good time to mention that this episode is sponsored by absolutely no one. So if you can keep in your prayers.
Yeah, keep it in your prayers. We would like to one day come to you with adverts, sponsorships.
By 1,200 wine.
Literally, ads that you can skip.
Can I just reiterate that this director guy literally is in my mind, because obviously we're discussing the fact that Simon doesn't actually want to swing, but he just thinks that, you know, Carolyn wants to be with women and he wants to kind of feel in control of his life, I believe. So the director says,
so did you just get into swinging because you were worried about Carolyn running off with a woman?
Which is kind of disrespectful to ask. Like, these are not your mates, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm glad he asked it. We were all thinking it. Exactly. And Simon is like, no, not at all. He says he's a really jealous person and he'd get jealous over a kiss, but sometimes it's just about your wife wanting to be with someone with a huge penis. And Simon looks really uncomfortable. The director even asked him, he's like, are you sure? And he was like, yes. But he's not sure, and he's very insecure because no one brought up anything. He even asked you about your woman wanting to be with another woman, and you start talking about huge penises. So I just feel...
That's how I feel like Michael B must have felt after, like, he saw
oh
the
my
whole
God, this again. Did
I bring this up last time?
You did. You brought this up
but it's very relevant this time, because last time I think I just brought it up because I was still in shock. This time it's actually relevant. Like, you must be like, fair. Oh my gosh. Like, anybody would feel that way. Anyone.
Oh, it was so wild.
Are you being serious or sarcastic?
No, I'm remembering the video.
That was not humanly. I need further verification.
I think I
believe it.
I think I believe that it's real. Yeah.
Okay. Well, no wonder Michael B had to do what he did for Valentine's Day. Like, you have to be working
overtime now. I heard
about
that. He got a stock in Hermes, didn't it?
He bought her a stock in Hermes. He rented out like an aquarium, and did.
Oh yeah, because
they
he
got
calls
all her
her turtle or
favorite
whatever.
turtle. Whose favorite animal's a turtle anyway? And then he did like
Well,
some
hers.
rose petal.
What's your favorite animal?
I think I don't like animals.
Yeah, same.
I guess.
I mean, I don't dislike them, but I mean, they protein in it.
I
A
guess
cat, did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
when I said I
mind
wanted to
their
get a cat, you
business.
were getting all.
Huh?
When I said I wanted to get a cat, you were looking
Yeah,
at me
because
sideways.
that's not you. I wanted a cat.
I think I still want one. Have you still got your cat? Can I have that?
He's about. No, you can't. He's about. I want a like handbag dog.
Yeah, I can see that for you actually.
Yeah, that cat or handbag dog. Those are my two favorite animals.
I want to get a cat. No. You'd want affection, and the cat would just ignore you.
Yeah, but they don't require too much work. I think I'd get
This is the
stressed
thing.
out.
This is why I want to get a cat, but I think I want to get an old one. So that
I don't know how we got
to...
from Trey Songz's penis to a cat.
Cat,
I mean,
segues. The pussycat. So Simon and Carolyn are on a wife swapping website. Simon is reading one request they get.
I have a line about this, and I wonder if you said the same thing, but.
No, wait, no. So Simon's reading one request they get. I'm going to insert that for you here so you can hear it in all its brilliance.
So we've had a new message. I'm 38. I love teasing females. I can, but not essential, tie, restrain, and tease their pussy and ass until they have multiple orgasms. Even better if they can squirt.
Interested?
No.
And the director goes, interested? And Simon goes, no. But the way he says no is like, computer says no. Like, he literally's like, no. And then he goes on to say, like...
We like someone that has read about what we're into, what we're interested in. They can actually use English. Full stops, commas. You know, a semicolon would be orgasmic.
That's you.
I mean, it is me, but also it's me. Like, if I was trying to have sex with someone and I was trying to do wife swap, like, I'm not looking at whether you know the difference between your and your. Do you know what I mean? But, like, at this point, Simon, it's like you're picking at straws, because what has the use of semicolons got to do with your desire to swing? Like, if that's really what you're on, yeah, you're not thinking, oh, this guy's not worthy because he put a semicolon where he was supposed to put a colon.
That's true. When he was reading out what the person emailed, it sounded like an excerpt from My Dad Wrote a Porno.
No, it was... Oh,
Yeah, no,
what?
yes. Stop it.
Okay,
What?
okay.
What?
No, but you know what it is?
No.
What?
No,
I respect
let me
that
speak.
show.
I'm
I
speaking.
respect it. I respect
I've got the mic. I've got the conch. What do you think Rocky is? What? No, because every time I say this, you say no, respect Rocky. Rocky is not Shakespeare. They are not. Two are not the same.
Can I speak?
Can you see the hand movements I'm doing?
Can I speak?
They are not the same, guys.
They are diametrically opposed. Listen, it's not that I don't think that Rocky, I think that's exactly what Rocky would have written. Mm-hmm. I just think that they would have read it better. That's all. All I was making. So you did all your jazz hands for absolutely no reason.
No, I know that they would have read it better. But if you just closed your eyes, you took yourself to a different time, kind of played with the tunes a bit.
Oh, now I wish that I wrote out the words so I could like read it out.
Then you would think, okay, this is kind of.
No, it's true. It is very My Dad Wrote a Porno.
Because My Dad Wrote a Porno is not fucking coming back till May. We have to grasp.
I was going to say May. Is it May?
Yes.
That's so cheeky.
We have to grasp it, and it's still coming back at one episode a week. We do have to grasp at these straws.
I might just leave it till like July and then just binge it, because the difference between May and July, what's the difference?
2 months.
Exactly.
There's fuck all to do in lockdown.
It's been however many months. Okay, so everyone's arriving at the party. Okay, we find out that there is a £20 a year members fee, which is absolutely nothing. That's less than I pay for Netflix and Spotify per month. There's also an entry fee. They don't tell us how much that is, but I reckon it's not going to be that. If you're paying £20 a year, like, it's not going to be that much. And we also learned that they vet people beforehand. They don't have to be attractive, according to John, but they have to be nice.
Boy, do we know that they don't have to be attractive.
Sis.
They let Hannah in.
They don't have to be conventionally attractive. I'm going to say that because, PC vibes. The director asks if it helps for them to be attractive, and John says, in all walks of life, it helps to be attractive. And I included this bit just to reiterate that pretty privilege is a thing. Doesn't really matter whether you're pretty. It just matters whether you are deemed to be pretty by whoever can provide the privilege. And so take with that and do what you will, So at the party currently, people are eating, drinking, chilling. They have a little, they've got food and stuff. they get told that if they want to enter the playroom, and the playroom is where they make the sex, okay? They can't go in fully clothed. They can be in underwear, but they can't be fully clothed, which I assume is to like encourage sexual activities. I get it, because I guess like if some people are naked and some people are clothed, like the dynamic is a bit off and it's a bit weird. So if people are in underwear and naked, then everyone's like equal, I guess, and equally exposed.
But what if your own kink is just to be a voyeur?
Well, then I'm sure they have their own club.
But then what if you're like a touch me not?
Oh, what's his name? Tobias.
Never nude.
No, Tobias is a never nude.
What if you're never nude, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, but you can wear underwear. So you can be a never nude.
Tobias had to wear like shorts under his underwear.
Yeah, but they were basically like Megan Thee Stallion shorts. So Hannah, we're back to Hannah. And what's his name? Justin.
Oh God.
Hannah is, oh my God, Hannah is that child that like you literally just ignore because she's so annoying. Hannah seems really nervous.
You talking all this shit before. Talking all this smack before. Talking all these wine bottles before, now you're nervous.
Fam, I put, even though she seemed to be leading the swinger brigade in their house, she now tells us that she struggles meeting new people. She gets scared about whether they'll like her or not. And that's kind of what friends were saying earlier about like her appearance. She was bullied about her appearance, and now she gets scared about whether people will like her, I'll find her attractive or whatever.
Do you feel like she's lying about this swinging
about being
stuff?
bullied?
No, the swinging stuff. I think they maybe had one quote unquote threesome where she lipsed a girl and the girl left, and they've now, I don't even know if the wine bottle thing is true, because the vibe she was given at home, talking like the baddest, and now you're coming to do Secret Squirrel.
But the thing is that like, you know that TikTok, and the girl's like, oh, you the baddest bitch on the block, like not my block,
yeah.
But you're so I think it's kind of like that. It's like she feels like a bad bitch, like in her environment where she's controlling the stuff and she's with the people. But now there's going to be so many other women there, women that she's concerned are more attractive than her, women that may get more attention than her, and she's not calling the shots here. So I can understand that she may still be about it, but like she's just concerned about, you know, who else is going to be there. It's like being a really good athlete in your school and you're lit and you're amazing, but you go to like meets and you don't know if other people are going to be better than you. Do you know what I mean?
Going to be there, yeah.
Exactly. So now we meet Siobhan, who is my fave. She's 67 years old. She's been on the scene for 10 years, which I put at this time doesn't really seem like a lot of time. Like if she's 67, she's been on the swinging scene since she was 57. That seems a bit old to get into it, but this will make sense eventually, but like right now it doesn't make any sense.
So much older than my dad.
I was gonna say she doesn't look 67. Like someone actually asked her at the party if she's the owner. Yeah, because it's like, what you doing here kind of thing, which is kind of rude, but I mean, I get it. Yeah. What are your thoughts on Siobhan so far?
I think it's a good thing that she doesn't take herself too seriously.
Oh yes, I agree.
And I also think I like her, but I think she's another person that should be in therapy and not a swingers club.
Yeah, or like not just swinging. If you want to swing, but therapy would be beneficial.
Yeah.
Siobhan, she seems like good vibes. I like her. She's a florist. She never settled down. She lived alone for most of her life. She says that she didn't marry because she may get bored of one person. I don't know if I believe that that's the reason, but she didn't marry anyway. And I know we've mentioned Character Replay, which is Foren's other podcast. The first full episode is out, and it talks about, well, 2 full episodes are out now, but the first one talks about Samantha from Sex and the City. And I feel like if these seasons went on and on and on until old age, this is what Samantha would have been like. But instead of being like a florist like Siobhan, I feel like she would own the club. She probably would own John's club.
Yeah,
and John would probably, like,
she'd
work
come
for her.
with whips and chains and shit.
Exactly. So that's the kind of vibe Siobhan is giving. Siobhan just seems like a happy-go-lucky lady. She seems happy with her life decisions, and that makes me happy, especially at her age. I feel like she's 67 now. Like back then when she was making all these decisions not to have kids or anything, it must have been hard to explain, like for people to understand that, like, I just don't want to have kids or anything like that. So we see a lot about Siobhan. We see her playroom. She says that she loves seeing men suck each other off, and she was surprised when young guys would want to have sex with her, but they do. She speaks about like 20-year-olds, and it's like, I know that 20-year-olds are legal, but like a 67-year-old person having sex with a 20-something-year-old person, to me, it just seems a bit like legal, but frowned upon. Yeah. Go on. You want to say something? I saw that. Go on.
I think it's because this is where the double standards come in. I feel like it's because she's a woman.
A woman.
So everyone's just
and
like,
it's almost like,
you're getting yours, cute. But if it's
but
a
then
guy,
also
like,
it's almost like fetishized.
Yeah.
By the guys. It's kind of like, oh yeah, it's this old woman. Like.
Yeah, but when they say old woman, it's not this old. Come on.
Yeah, well, depends who you ask.
That's true. But yeah, I don't know.
It's a bit somehow. Do you know what I mean?
And she's talking about like 7 guys. You know what? It's because I don't like lead this kind of. I don't understand it. But what would you do with 7 men in a room? You can barely do one get one to change a flipping light bulb. What the hell are you going to do with 7 men in a room?
Listen, if sex is promised, I feel like everyone would be very, very useful to her. Personally, that seems like a lot of men to have around in one place for anything. Sex included.
That's what I mean.
Do you know what? At this point in the documentary,
like to see it.
I wouldn't. At this point in the documentary, like, I don't understand her. I like her, and I like the autonomy she has over her body. I don't really like the whole sleeping with children thing. Well, not children. I guess they're adults, but you get what I mean.
Prepubescent adults.
Yeah, but like post-pubescent, but like still pubescent. Do you know what I mean?
Like they don't really have hair on their chest. Like,
yeah, maybe the voice broke.
pubes,
haven't even got a degree. I don't know.
Still got acne.
Maybe, possibly.
Most likely.
So we see her
Jesus
toy
Christ,
collection.
they're flipping uni. Oh my God.
They haven't finished uni.
Lord.
Yeah, they haven't finished uni. And God forbid they took a gap year. They definitely haven't finished uni.
Oh God. I feel old when I go to my sister's uni. So what the hell are these boys doing in her crib?
Multiple times. We see Siobhan's toy collection. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. Like, some of these toys, they look like they've been around for a few decades. Like, they've been around for a while. It's like you can see the evolution of sex toys in this collection.
Whenever I see, like, people's sex toys, not like the ones you buy yourself, people, I'm just like, I hope it's clean. Because...
Yeah. The thought of, like, other people using... Or, like, having a... Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
Some of them are big.
Literally my feels. Yeah, they are. They're not wine bottle big, but they are big.
They're big.
Siobhan tells us that what she wants from this Valentine's Day play party...
I'd be very happy if I sucked his cock, he licked my pussy, he shot his load, and I had multiple orgasms. Perfect.
Then I said, well, go on with your bad self. It's so funny because none of this happened for her, but...
I said, yeah.
What did you say?
I said, that's a lot, sis. Like,
you're okay, but I think if she'd gone to a play party for her age group, she'd have a blast.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I feel like everybody was talking about this till they came to this paper. That's what I felt like. Everyone was talking the wickedest.
Yeah.
And then they came to this party and it was like, are you really about it?
What are you on?
Or are you really getting all this?
A couple of people were on it though. A couple of people were on it. We learned, yeah, but there was a couple.
There was a couple. It was actually literally
like an actual couple, as in
literally two. Deux. Trois.
Un, dos.
Deux.
Eins, zwei. 1, 2. And those are all my languages.
That's 2 Igbo.
Is it? Okay, well, there you go. Learn something new. And we learned that in the swinger community, single ladies are considered unicorns because they're rare. So that would be people like Malika. Yes, unicorns.
My horn can pierce the sky.
Oh my God.
And you have
my
to
horn can pierce the sky. Oh, remarkable.
Guys, if you don't know about Princess Unicorn, please jump on.
Oh my gosh, I've got the love of my life to start watching The Office now.
What more do you need in this
Honestly,
life?
it's gonna be remarkable. I just hope he doesn't tell me he doesn't like it because now I have to be single.
That's why I'm a bit scared to get mine.
Yeah, I don't know how it goes for me, and then I can.
I feel like it's something we have to watch together, because I think my laugh will
so you
make
can
him
nudge
laugh.
him when to laugh.
Yeah, and then it'll be fine. But I don't want him to watch it alone. So
Yeah, we shall see.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, but I really hope he likes it. Because if he doesn't, then I'm not gonna like him anymore.
Okay, then you have to just tell him not to watch it. I've already taken the plunge.
Yours.
The love of my life. Yeah. Trust me, I'm scared. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of scared.
We've got this bromance going on. If he doesn't.
Yeah, like the other day he slipped out that he messaged you, and I was like, "Why are you messaging her for?" And then he tries to distract.
Can I just?
And then he tries to distract me.
What is your fucking problem? What is actually
me? My problem. Oh, my problem.
Yeah.
Oh, it's turned
like
on me.
It's not like you're not happy that we have a friendship.
I'm not unhappy, but I would just like to know what you're discussing.
But why?
When, like, I don't understand what the secretism,
It's not
secrecy
a
is.
secret. It doesn't have
but it becomes a secret when I ask what you're talking about and you don't disclose.
But I don't
then
ask
it's a secret.
you. But it's just like me asking you, what did you message my sister? If you message my sister.
Yeah, you can ask me. I would tell you. I would tell you. I would even show you the
I
chat.
need to know, because you guys have your own relationship separate to me. So you need to get used to it.
So we catch up with Simon and Carolyn, okay? And remember, Carolyn, don't put your thumbs up at me before I break them. So remember, Carolyn is the lady who's bisexual, and Simon is the husband who pretends he doesn't mind swinging, but he really does.
The Rocky.
They can't see your eye rolls. You have to say eye roll now.
Oh, sorry,
you do it
eye
so
roll.
frequently.
Sorry,
Thank you. Gosh, it's an audio medium.
Sorry.
So they pair up with this couple. So basically what happens is, in this play party, you go in, there's like a reception area, a bar, everyone drinks, they eat, everyone's merry, and you're kind of sort of sizing up who you want to,
It's
play
basically
with,
an office Christmas party.
It is an office, but for sex.
Yeah, but that's an office Christmas party.
Oh, I've never worked in such an office, but yeah, no, I understand.
Really?
What you mean.
Yeah, everyone shags.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it is how it is in the movies. Like, they really do, like, get off with each other and talk about it the next day. Like, everyone shags.
Oh, mad. Okay, well, it's that, basically. Okay, well, yeah, that summed it up quite nicely.
Yeah.
Oh, well done. This is why we need you. So, the Simon and Carolyn, they pair up with this couple, and they've decided that they basically want to, their whole thing as a couple, thank you so much, keep saying it. So their whole thing as a couple is like to pair up with other couples.
But then I feel like this couple isn't fucking on it, and it's Claire. Am I the only one that's...
Listen to me. No, it's so obvious. Like, the couple basically say they want a woman. They're not interested in men. They're not interested in couples. But they're basically saying they want Carolyn and they don't want Simon, okay? Carolyn isn't saying anything. Like, you can tell that she's on it.
Yeah, she wants that.
But she doesn't want it. It's like her and Justin have had this discussion and they have to, like, be together. It's like all or nothing. Like, Justin's thing is... Not Justin, sorry. Simon's thing is it's all or nothing. It's us.
But then I don't understand how that dynamic works, because since Carolyn is bisexual, when she's sexing
he's just
the lady,
chilling.
he's just standing there. And the husbands are just standing there chatting about golf.
And
then does each guy take a turn? Like, it doesn't add up.
I don't know. It doesn't make sense because Justin is not with it. He's not. If Justin were also bisexual, then it would make a lot of sense. But Justin is not. And so he doesn't even really want to... Anyway, whatever. Sorry, Simon. All of those Justins were Simons. Apologies. Yeah. I hate them both. So the party now moves to the playroom. People are getting it on all over the shop. We see this woman getting head. A man is sucking on some nipples. You basically see a lot. Like, meanwhile, Hannah and Justin are in the jacuzzi, just looking mad awkward. Which is just like, to me, like, I'm sorry, I get into this more later, but like, you people are like not getting any play with anyone else yet, but you guys are a couple. You're here together. Like, you could just have sex with each other. Like, you literally are guaranteed sex with someone because you came together.
That's the whole point of marriage, guaranteed sex. So have the sex.
I mean, consent and that, but like literally, like, obviously, you have somebody who is there. You don't have to start looking for people, but they're just looking mad awkward.
Yeah, and also, like, the sex everybody was having, it was making me feel sick. And that's another reason why...
it was...
I mean, do you know what? We all know that porn sex is not, like, real-life sex. It's different. Mm-hmm. But when you really, really, for real, see people having sex, it's disgusting. Like...
Yeah, it's not sexy.
I was just like, this whole thing... I would have to be, like, high on every drug growing to, like, walk into this environment, because it looked like it looked like it smelled, it looked...
And this is the thing, I feel like, because, especially when you're watching it, like, you're sitting at home watching it, you're watching this with, like, a sober, non-horny, sane mind, and you're looking at it and you're like, what is going on here? But, like, as somebody in that zone or in that mindset, they're having a whale of a time, and they're enjoying and they're living their bestest life. Like, they are having a great time. But to the viewer, it's kind of like, okay, well... but we meet another person. I was quite surprised to meet this person because I thought we'd met everyone by this point.
They brought a buffet.
They had the buffet beforehand in the
Yeah,
bar.
but they
no?
brought. I don't know why they randomly had.
They
a
brought it to
buffet.
the sex area.
No, it was out. People eating.
Yeah, it's before. Yeah. They had they had like a whole buffet.
I found that kind of crazy. A lot of food that. It's very unlikely that a food would make me fart. So why would I want to be eating?
I know, and it just seemed kind of like, it was like, what food did they have? Like,
it had like office party food.
And stuff like that. Yeah, basically. And
Mini quiche.
I was just kind of like, this isn't very sexy. Then we need like hors d'oeuvres and like oysters.
Grapes.
Oysters are aphrodisiac.
Yeah,
What's
and
is
dear
oysters?
penis. Was that what Dwight said? Dear penis. Dear
Girl.
Jackie. He told Michael and Jan that he'd get them.
Oh,
Dear
yes.
Jackies.
Dwight is such an interesting chap. But we don't meet Dwight. We meet Martin. Martin! He had a breakup and he went on the holiday he was meant to go on with his partner by himself. And so on this holiday, he stumbled upon a swingers club where he had a great time. He had an amazing time.
Would you do that? Would you do that? Go on a holiday like that you were meant to go on with a partner by yourself?
Oh, yeah, I definitely would, yeah. I've done a solo trip before. I would just go and
but not a solo trip, like a trip.
No, but I'd have to have.
Meant...
Yeah, but I'd have to. So what? We're gonna lose the money now. I have to go and I have to have a good time.
Okay.
It makes sense why he went to a swingers club. He said all the sex I was supposed to be having on this holiday, I will have in this one night. Yeah, with you, and you. It's weird because he's like shaving his balls. It's like he's shaving his balls and he's telling us this story, and it's like you can kind of see it, but you can't really. And I just didn't really think that was necessary. Like,
and
directors did everything right up until this point.
Skinny.
Yeah, I mean, okay. So Martin is 34. He is divorced. He lives with his dad, who is also divorced.
His dad looks like they're the same age.
Yeah, they look like boys. Yeah. I'm surprised his dad didn't go to the thing with him.
Yeah, I don't know if Martin is old looking or his dad is young looking, but they look the same age.
No, I think his dad is younger looking. I think Martin looks like a 34-year-old. Or 35, maybe 36 or 37. Martin is done with love now, according to him. He had 2 big breakups, and he's done with love. Yeah, I don't think he is. I think he actually is just annoyed, which is fine. Like, it's fine to feel your feels, but I mean, it doesn't mean you're done with love. Maybe he is. I don't know. I'm not Martin. But next bit. Oh, yeah, so I've put on here that I feel like Malika and Martin are going to pair off. I feel like this is where the story is going. Do you know what I mean? But it's like a single girl, a single guy, relatively good looking, you know.
That's what I was about to say. It made sense because they were at least from what we saw,
the most good looking people there.
Yeah, so it was natural that they would gravitate towards each other. And she seemed to be the only unicorn there. So she was definitely...
There were a couple other, I think there were a couple other ones, but they weren't on her level.
Flippins Siobhan.
No, not someone's. I mean, by definition, technically, but not really. There was this other like.
The next bit is just gonna kill me. Like
the dildo. The dildo.
No, not the dildo, but
okay. I'm gonna talk about the dildo, and then you can talk about what you want to talk about afterwards.
Yeah.
So I mentioned Hannah, and the wine bottle, and Justin. They are all chilling. So this is before. So basically, some people have gone into the playroom and they're having sex, and then people are still kind of outside talking and trying to figure out who they want to be with. Hannah and Justin are sitting on the table with a few people, and they bring out this massive dildo, and I don't know how to describe it.
This is why nobody wanted to have sex with her, because
exactly
you took things too far.
It's
a swingers party, but that doesn't mean you should go crazy. It's like you go to a murderous convention and then you roll in with somebody's head. Like, we know where we're at, but still, like, you can be chill.
Exactly.
And she carried around her... So this was all she was carrying around in that rucksack that she had with her.
In her bag. She had, and she produced it and put it on the table. And was like, I can take all that. And it's like, what was everyone supposed to do? Do you think anybody's packing that right here that they think, I found the love of my life, finally?
Do you think anybody's like, finally? Like, do you think Trey Songz was chilling at the convention?
It doesn't make any... It doesn't make any...
That thing looked like an elephant's foot.
Fam, if anything, now I know to stay away from you because you won't feel fuck all.
Literally, if anything, I know that you're crazy. And if anything, I know she's lying. Because no one... That's bigger than a baby.
I think we think that because we look at it as the limits of our own vaginas. And I just think that...
We obviously have a very limited vagina.
I think that she does not have a limited vagina. If anything,
the limit does not exist.
The limit exists not. I feel like, Yeah, it was just it's not so much whether, for me anyway, it's not so much whether she's lying or not. It's just that this was very unnecessary. Like, you didn't have to do any of this. You didn't have to. You didn't have to bring this with you and then tell everyone. That's why no one cares. They don't like you. Even if they were attracted to you, which I highly doubt, they don't rate you.
I just feel like she doesn't have good person skills, and also like people skills. Why did I say person skills?
I literally was like,
She doesn't have good people skills, and also they kind of mentioned this earlier that like as much as this is about sex, you have to have good people skills.
Yeah, you have to be a nice person. I have to want to be with you.
To get the cocky or the poussoir, whichever one you're
coming from.
My
first
dance
that
song. Who?
We had a dance routine to it at university.
Who?
We had a dance routine at university.
Yeah, you
to
and
that
who?
song. Me and the girl them, Sugar, the uni girl them. Okay. Yeah, it was lit, bruv.
Arrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow! Came back to bite me.
There's one of your uni friends I really like.
Who, Bernie? Yeah, I love her. Love her to bits. Love her to bits. Yeah, what were you going to say?
No, I was just going to talk about like Siobhan following them around.
Yeah.
Like, a lost puppy. Thinking there was even a point where she was like, oh, she thought that like them being young and attractive, they'd want to go off together, but they seem to want her to come with, and it's like, no, they don't want you to come with them. They literally are having all this chat in a sex party because you will not fuck off. They want to have sex.
Yeah, I mean, do you know what? Yeah, so basically Malika and Martin, as suspected, they pair off. They invite Siobhan. Because deeper, everyone's going... Imagine going from one room to another room. So from the reception room to the playroom. Everyone's kind of pairing off and going off. And now all that's left is basically the three of them. And so they want to have sex. But then Siobhan's left there. And she's really nice. And she's old and whatever. And so they kind of just invite her along into the playroom. So now everyone's
cameraman does
basically
something cheeky, though. Do you remember when Siobhan and Malika were stripping off?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like they show like the whole full length of Siobhan. And they show the full length of Malika.
What do you mean? They're literally just showing two women stripping off. You think it's shady because you're comparing Malika's body to Siobhan's body.
I'm not comparing anybody's body because I'm not comparing.
Not comparing. No, not
but
comparing.
I think it was a very.
It's just the contrast, the juxtaposition.
Yeah, I think the way they, to me, looked shady.
They
did
shot
the full length. Then they did the full length. They could have just showed their faces.
Yeah, no, but we want to see the bodies because they're getting naked.
Okay.
Anyway, Hannah and Justin are doing Nish. And Hannah's having a breakdown. Like, she says she wants to go home because the people that they were sitting with that she was showing this fucking dildo to are having sex. They're basically all having sex. Like, they're basically all having sex together.
There's one woman and like three men. And I feel like she feels like there's enough cock to go around and they still won't
she feels like she should be that woman. They were all on her.
Yeah.
And I was like, are you a child? And now Justin is here consoling you when he could be off having a good time. And he's here telling you that he thinks you're beautiful. You've already let him know that it doesn't matter if he says that because it's not enough. And I literally was like, so annoyed.
And it's so funny because she's standing right by the bed where they're having sex and she's crying.
And she's crying.
And nobody cares. And
nobody cares.
She's still crying. And it's just like, the juxtaposition of people having sex and having a great time and you there crying like a little bitch. And you
just crying because nobody wants to have sex with you.
And your husband is there. You can actually just have sex with your husband.
This is what annoys me so much is because like you being a swinger and being wild and open and free and stuff does not guarantee you to have sex, okay? Yeah. You can go to a swingers club and people can say, nope, I don't want to have sex with you, and you have to respect that, okay? And furthermore, you are with your husband. So if the problem was that you weren't having sex, you had someone to have sex with, which she eventually started doing. It was fucking stupid ass women, yeah. But it's just like, that's not the point. Her point is she goes to these to feel validated, and this is why validation needs to come from within, because you are seeking this outside swing of validation, yeah, and like nobody wants to fuck with you, quite literally, and you're upset. And you're upset. You're crying. You're crying. You couldn't even wait till
an elephant's foot dildo. Pick one and have your fun.
You couldn't even wait till you got home.
Literally.
So annoying. She's so annoying. Like, I literally just rolled my eyes like, oh, for God's sake.
Literally, I was literally like, can you F off?
Literally.
Like, you are killing the vibes. I feel like they probably even heard her crying and they just rolled their eyes.
You have to moan louder for that, bruv, because that's none of my business. None of my business. So Chanel's the manager of the club, and she says,
people shouldn't come here expecting to get action, because then you just get disappointed if it doesn't happen.
literally what we were saying, like, you're not entitled to sex. Like, this entry ticket that you bought does not entitle you to sex. Like, entitles you to the opportunity of sex that may or may not be granted to you. And you came with someone. Like, even if you didn't like the environment, go home and have sex with your husband. But you literally are sad that nobody wants to have sex with you. And I don't even know if it's that nobody wants to have sex with her or that they wanted to have sex with that other woman more. Either way, man, Hannah's just annoying. She's
I feel like she
bad
probably said
vibes.
some dumb shit in the jacuzzi, and they were like, "Yeah, fuck this bitch."
She's so weird. She's weird, man.
She's
Like you
so
said, people's skills
weird.
are not there. Like,
She's so weird. Yeah, nah.
All right, so things take a turn. Oh shit! I thought I spilled my wine. Things take a turn. And we get a bit deeper into Siobhan's story. Our director asks if she'd always liked sex, and she says no. That she actually didn't like sex until she was 57. And remember earlier when we were saying that 10 years doesn't seem like that long for someone who's 67. So literally she only started liking sex when she was 57. She says,
Being gang raped when I was 17 really didn't help.
and I actually gasped out loud. I was just like, wow, I was not expecting that. And that's because this documentary touches on all tones. Like, it just is a really, really good documentary, and I'm kind of glad that Siobhan got to share her story. She says that she got in with the wrong crowd, and they would take them to the woods, 7 of them, rape them, take the next girl, rape them, take the next girl. And she was like, you have all the same feelings as when it happened: anger, pain, fear, and these feelings stay with you. So imagine she was gang raped when she was 17, and the next time she had sex was when she was 57. And she explains how, for her, swinging is empowering because when she says yes, it's yes. When she says no, it's no. Like, she has autonomy over her body, and she's happier than she's ever been. And it's like, I feel like I can really feel that from her. Like, I don't feel like she's like, oh, I'm so sad, I regret this, I regret that. I do think that maybe, like, I don't know, I don't want to say unresolved trauma, like, I don't know if you can ever resolve that kind of trauma, but it's just kind of like, she seems like she's in a really good place, and she's happy with the decision she's made, and she's happy with who she is today, and swinging has, like, really helped her. And it's like, how can you can't take that from her, do you know what I mean? Like,
she said that, like, she was a Christian and she prayed about healing and wasn't able to heal. Yeah,
it's a really sad story, and it's like
a sad story all around.
It really is. And it's like, it didn't really, like, not so much that it put a damper on the documentary, but I think it just kind of showed another way that, like, swinging
helps people, or
somebody.
I don't know, it depends on the person.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you have this woman out here crying because no one wants to be with her, and Siobhan is getting no play, and she's just happy to be there because of what she's been through in life. So perspective is a wonderful thing, honestly. So yeah, we're now an hour from closing, so the party. So imagine, Malika and Martin are still around, okay? The thing is about to close, okay? They've been there for however many hours at
They're
this
trying
point.
to get their nut off.
There's an hour left, exactly. So they're still in the pool with Siobhan. But I do think that Siobhan is very self-aware, because she asked them, she's like, when are you guys going to go and have sex? And she was like, oh, but if we do, then you're going to be left alone. Which is really sweet. But then it's like, Siobhan, not Siobhan, Malika, this is what you came here for. And Siobhan's like, fam, go. Like, what are you waiting here for? Like, you guys.
But it took her a while to get the message.
I don't think that she ever didn't get the message. I think she was just enjoying the time with them. And she probably figured they were eventually going to be like, all right, yeah, we're off. And they just never went. So then she was like, fam, are you not going to go? Or
I mean, it was good of her, but she could have said it a bit earlier.
Yeah, fair.
It's funny because she's in the pool and, like, her boobs are, like, popping.
Her boobs are so big.
They are so large.
As in, they're actually large. Like, it's not even like, oh, she's old and they're saggy. Like, they're actually large. Like, they must have been large.
Yeah, they were boobular.
Sizable.
And they were bobbing, and it was like...
Yeah, they were. They were like buoys in the
like,
ocean.
Yeah, like... I'm drowning.
Honestly. Hannah's back. Hannah's back.
Oh,
she's bad vibes. She's bad vibes. She's the baddest of vibes and the baddest of vibes, honestly. Her and her man finally decide to have sex with each other. But hey, Malika and Martin, they're
literally
having sex.
what your marriage was. Yeah.
Fam, as in, Malika and Martin are having sex. Simon and Carolyn finally decide to go in the playroom less than an hour until closing. They do nothing. They do absolutely nothing. And the reason they do nothing is because Simon was there. I reckon if Simon wasn't there, Carolyn would have been with that couple and she would have had a grand old time. Yep. So Simon is just, yeah. I don't know. Why did you like them? You said you liked them as a couple. Why did you like them?
You've made me not like them. I just like them because they just did their thing. They seemed to know what they wanted, and then...
Well, Carolyn knew what she wanted. Simon knew
Yeah,
what
I
he didn't
guess.
want,
I
but
didn't really
ignored it
see it
completely.
this way until... Yeah.
Well, you're welcome. Welcome to the good side. Malika and Martin go home together. Well, so basically the club also has like hotel rooms, so you can stay at the hotel room before or after you go to the play party, which is quite nice. Must be making a lot of money. But Malika and Martin, they go home together. They look mad happy together for people who don't want to be in relationships. They do this whole thing
where they're like, oh, we definitely want to fuck again, and it's like, bro, come off it.
Like, no, I think they do.
No, I know they do want to have sex again, but I think there's more to it.
Yes.
So that's my whole point.
And that's I agree. I think.
But they're trying to say, we want to have sex again, so we'll see each other again. But it's like
because you spent the whole documentary saying that you don't want to be in a relationship. But
actually, first of all, you went home together, like.
Mm-hmm. That's more than the party required.
And second of all, you don't live in the same area to be saying, oh, like, we want to fuck again. If it's just about sex, you can fuck anyone. And
also, like, if it was just about sex, you would have just had sex and then gone back to your room. It literally was 2 doors down. You proper slept together and then woke up the next morning.
Literally.
So just say you want to be in love and
when's the wedding?
Don't want to get hurt again. Just say that. Yeah,
I'm going to even go and search their Instagrams.
Yeah, they're probably married by now. Yeah, so the doc ends with Siobhan. She asks if she's put off swinging when she's had an unsuccessful night, quite like the night that she had, because it was very unsuccessful. And she responds, no, sex is important. If I had it my way on my gravestone, it would say she shagged until the very end. Good for her.
I mean, yeah, whatever floats your boobs.
Oh, I do not have the energy.
I'm tired. Good fucking night.
But yeah, that's it. That's
literally good fucking night.
Good fucking night. Yeah, I love this documentary.
Liberty really must be getting like no play this COVID.
Oh yeah. They probably having underground parties though.
Yeah, they probably are. God, Siobhan, poor Siobhan. Lockdown must have been crazy for her.
I'm sure the 20-year-olds are still coming around.
I'm sure those toys are getting plenty of action.
And she's probably got her vaccine as well, so.
Yeah, that's true. What are we doing next? I need a break.
Next week, so the 4th of March, I believe, we're actually going on a break. Now that you mention it. Good. We're actually going on a break, so there will not be an episode next week on the 4th of March. But maybe that's why we gave you this extra long episode today. I don't know. I just had a lot to say, you know.
Yeah.
But we will be back on the 11th of March, and it will be a credits episode. But it will be a different kind of credits episode because we're actually going to be discussing a case, and that is the vanishing of the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
I'm sure you crime fans have heard of it. There is a documentary of it on Netflix. But we have decided not to cover the documentary per se.
Yeah.
We've watched it. Well, Forenz has watched it. I'm about to watch it. But
we'll have a general conversation.
We're going to kind of just compile information about the case, talk you through the facts, the theories, what we think happened, and just do it that way, I reckon, and rather than doing it documentary-wise.
And also, I think what we will do is we'll open the floor up if you guys have any things you want us to talk about in particular about the documentary, questions you have for us about the documentary, or if you have any theories or anything.
What you mean about the case?
Yeah, the case. I meant the
case. Because we're not doing a documentary episode.
No, but like the case of the documentary.
Yeah, that's cool. And think about it, this episode will come out on the 11th, so you literally have like a whole extra week because we're taking a break next week. So anything you want to know, any theories you have as well, if you could tweet us or DM us on Instagram, email us. Just let us know, and then we can sort of mention that on that episode. So it'd be quite interesting. I think it'd be nice to discuss a case.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have an interactive
and
episode as well. So
yeah, exactly. So if you have any thoughts and stuff, if you've watched the Netflix documentary, I'm gonna watch it too. So at least we can refer to it without doing a whole episode. So, that's quite exciting. So remember, next week, the 4th of March, we are not gonna have an episode. We didn't forget. We're just taking a break, and then the 11th, we will be discussing the vanishing at the Cecil Hotel. Exciting times.
Yeah, it was this.
Where can they find us?
Yeah, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at 2girls1doc. Also on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
Where can the girls, the people then?
The girls,
just the girls find you?
The girls and the gays. on Instagram and Twitter at BD on Eyewear and BDOnEyewear.com. Still on my hiatus. I think I'm going to extend it for another month, you know. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I know her eyes got really big just then. I know you guys can't see. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, not on a hiatus, 4 ends with 2 underscores. And also you can find me on my other podcast, as BD mentioned.
Character Replay.
Earlier, Character Replay. I don't know what we'll be covering by the time you guys head over there, but we do cover your favourite TV characters and we dissect them and tear them to shreds.
And there will be episodes there for you to listen to anyway, so... All right.
Yeah.
I don't know if there'll be any bloopers, but there won't be a trailer. So maybe I'll try and find some bloopers. I don't know. Okay. Well, we will see you on the 11th of March.
Toodles.
Bye. Hello, beautiful people, and welcome back.
I just realised my headphones were mad.
You're not welcome at all.
Okay, now you can start
ready?
from there.
You
Should we
ready,
click again
fella?
and then start from there?
Yeah, okay. 3, 2, 1, click. Look at you doing producer shit.